रहनी चाहिए।
हाँ,
चलो
तो
फिर फॉर्मल शुरू
जैसे
करते हैं।
ओपन
हाँ।
एआई है ना, तो यहाँ पे आप लाइक आप openai.com पे लॉगिन करते हो, चैट जीपीटी पे नहीं, ओपन एआई।
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
ठीक
ये
है,
तो कल से सीखा है।
हाँ, फिर इधर लॉगिन
एपीआई
एपीआई प्लेटफॉर्म
प्लेटफॉर्म, हाँ ये भी सीखा
है ना।
है।
तो फिर इसके बाद यहाँ पे आप जाते हो, ये सेटिंग्स का है ना। तो जैसे सेटिंग्स पे जाओगे आपको इधर बिलिंग का ऑप्शन आएगा, किधर तो है बिलिंग, है ना। तो यहाँ पे इसे क्रेडिट बैलेंस हो रहा होगा 0.16, है ना।
ओके।
तो
हाँ।
ये जब 0 हो जाएगा तो ये काम नहीं करेगा। तो
अच्छा
यहाँ से इसमें ऐड होता है, ऐड टू क्रेडिट बैलेंस।
अच्छा, ओके।
हाँ, ओपन एआई में अब काफी चीजें, एक तो यहाँ पे आपका बैलेंस ये होता है, तो आप क्या करते हो कि आप ये यूज कर पाते हो, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल जो भी आप प्रॉम्प्ट देते हो या वो जनरेट करता है, वो सब यूज कर पाते हो। इससे अलग चैट जीपीटी प्लस एक अलग चीज है। वो चैट जीपीटी प्लस का जो चार्ज है वो शायद मंथली $20 का है, लेकिन वो लेने की जरूरत नहीं है।
ठीक है सर।
हाँ, ये इससे ही हो जाता है ये, लेकिन ये बहुत धीरे धीरे डिडक्ट होता है। मतलब आपको इसमें क्या करना है, आपको ये लेना है और बस आपको ये मैनेज करना है कि आप कौन सा क्या कहते हैं मॉडल यूज कर रहे हो। तो हमेशा हम ट्राई करेंगे ना कि वो उस मॉडल को यूज करने का जिसकी जो थोड़ा सा चीपर है, जैसे 4.1 नैनो या 4.1 मिनी। ये मॉडल थोड़ा चीपर है, बट ये बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है। इसको यूज करने पे बहुत जल्दी पैसे खत्म होते हैं।
नहीं, वो सब थोड़ा सा नोट्स में हम लोग।
हाँ,
और एक चीज मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि जैसे हम ये मॉडल्स बना के फिर डिप्लॉय कैसे करेंगे। मान लो अगर हमारी टीम में कोई क्लाउड का बंदा है, तो हाउ डू वी डिप्लॉयमेंट भी आप बताओगे, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन
हाँ,
बहुत
हाँ,
आता है कि
मैं
कैसे आप।
बताऊंगा,
हाँ
मैं
ठीक
डिप्लॉयमेंट
है।
बताऊंगा।
हाँ, क्योंकि वो
मैं
बहुत जरूरी है।
डिप्लॉयमेंट आपको एक तो इसके थ्रू कर सकते हैं, ये काफी ज्यादा यूज होता है, क्लाउड एप्लीकेशन। ठीक है, ये अभी ये नया है, लेकिन अभी आपने इसको सुना कम होगा, लेकिन ये बहुत आने वाले समय में ये काफी पॉपुलर होगा। एक तो ये है, और डिप्लॉयमेंट हम AWS के थ्रू भी कर सकते हैं। बस AWS का एक अकाउंट हमें क्रिएट करना होगा, और AWS में एक सर्विस होता है ECS सर्विस करके। यहाँ पे AWS ECS में दिखाता हूँ। ECS होता है, एक मिनट,
EC2 होता है, S3 बकेट होती हैं, ये सब तो मैंने
हाँ
सुना
हाँ
है।
हाँ, वो एक ECS होता है। मैं
हाँ, ECS भी होता है।
एक आप ना
इसी
एंड टू एंड दिखा देना डिप्लॉयमेंट, मतलब प्रोजेक्ट के।
हाँ 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 हाँ, तो
हाँ सर, हाँ उसी वक्त आपको
हाँ
दो तरह से कम बता देना, क्योंकि इंटरव्यू में ये बहुत पूछते हैं। क्योंकि वो कहते हैं कि थ्योरी तो कोई पढ़ के आ जाता है, वही डिप्लॉयमेंट जानेगा जिसने काम किया हो। वो भी बहुत चालू होते हैं ना, बैठे हुए हैं जो, वो चालू तो बहुत रहते हैं।
अब तो सर सब कुछ वो हो गया, लाइक अब तो इंटरव्यूज वगैरह भी पता नहीं कैसे हो रहे हैं। एक तो इंडस्ट्री चल रही है वो फॉक्सी इंटरव्यू कराने वाली।
अरे बंदे ने
हाँ
सॉफ्टवेयर बना दिया है, एक बंदे ने सॉफ्टवेयर बना दिया। वो एक्स अमेजन था, वो था, वो चाइना का बंदा था। उसने एक ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया, यूएस में था, कि आप जब स्क्रीन शेयर करोगे ना, तो आपका वो दिखेगा नहीं जो आप साइड में कर रहे हो। कुछ ऐसा कुछ उसने कर दिया।
वो तो काफी वीडियो वायरल है, वो तो इंटरव्यू देने का
और
बहुत
उसने
वीडियो।
अमेजन का इंटरव्यू क्रैक किया ऐसा करके।
अच्छा,
हाँ, फिर उसको अमेजन ने निकाल दिया, पर उसको अपनी इतनी वो मिल गई फंडिंग, क्योंकि ये लीड कोड वगैरह करवाते हैं ना ये सब बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां, तो कई लोगों ने उसके सब्सक्रिप्शन वगैरह ले लिया शायद।
अच्छा, क्या है कि आपका स्क्रीन आप शेयर करोगे तो आपका स्क्रीन में क्या कर रहे हो आप दिखेगा नहीं।
हाँ, आपको ना सिर्फ वही दिखेगा। मतलब कुछ ऐसा उसने बनाया है कि जैसे आपने स्क्रीन शेयर किया और साइड में आपने एक और टैब खोल के कुछ करने लग गए ना, तो मतलब आप अपना गूगल करके कर सकते हो आंसर। वैसा है शायद ना।
हाँ
हाँ
वैसा है।
वो, हाँ
साइड में जैसे जैसे अभी क्या हो रहा था इंटरव्यूज में, कोई साइट खोल लिया जैसे चैट जीपीटी, ओके, तो तो आंसर दे दिया। तो ये ट्रिक अब इंटरव्यू भी पकड़ लिया फेसबुक पे देख देख के। तो इंटरव्यू कहते हैं कि तुम अपना स्क्रीन दिखाओ हमें। तो वो ऐसा सिस्टम है कि स्क्रीन में सिर्फ उसकी कैमरा से आंख ही उसका सीधे दिखेगा, ऐसा कुछ है।
हाँ, नहीं
हाँ।
नहीं, स्क्रीन में क्या होता है, जब भी कोडिंग इंटरव्यू होता है उसमें तो स्क्रीन शेयर होता ही होता है। वो तो बिना स्क्रीन शेयर के हो नहीं सकता ना, कोडिंग इंटरव्यू है। तो स्क्रीन शेयर में भी उसने ऐसा वो कर दिया कि आप एक टैब कर, अगर किसी, शायद ऐसा कुछ है कि अगर आप किसी और टैब में कुछ और कर रहे हो तो उसे पता ही नहीं लगेगा, उसको वही दिखेगा।
अच्छा,
People, sir, एक चीज बताना, अदर देन डेवलपर व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट रोल्स, लाइक अगर मान लो जैसे मैं भाई हैं 18 साल के हो गए, मेरा भी 15 साल हो गया, तो डेवलपर रोल में नहीं जाना चाहते हैं तो जेएनआई में क्या अदर रोल्स हैं जिसपे हम जा सकते हैं, मतलब ये मैं बहुत सोचते रहता हूँ कभी कभी।
लाइक अभी इतने डेवलपर्स तो एसडीई तो जनरली फ्रेशर्स ही होते हैं या 2-3 साल वाले एक्सपीरियंस वाले होते हैं जहां तक मुझे पता है।
हाँ, तो फिर what are the other roles for people like who are really experienced in some other field, they are getting into GenAI, so what would they do? That is the question.
नहीं, वो मैनेजर रोल भी होंगे, मैनेजर
इसमें तो मैनेजर अभी तो आप लोग को जो भी अगर 15 और 18 एक इयर्स के एक्सपीरियंस पे जो भी आप अगर जॉब सर्च या कहीं पे भी अगर आप ओपनिंग्स देखोगे तो मोस्टली वो मैनेजर रोल पे ही होते हैं, सीनियर मैनेजर या इस तरीके का ही दिखता है जहां तक मुझे। मैं जनरली जो जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी है मैं लिंक्डइन वगैरह पे नहीं देखता हूँ, मैं ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट ही खोलता हूँ, जैसे पीडब्ल्यूसी का कैरियर पेज खोल लिया देखने के लिए कि लाइक किस तरीके से चल रहा है, या फिर इन्फोसिस का कैरियर पेज खोल लिया, या ऐसे जो अच्छी कंपनी है उनका कैरियर पेज होता ही होता है। तो उनके कैरियर पेज पे लाइक जनरली मैं देखता हूँ कि किस तरीके के एक्सपीरियंस पे क्या क्या जॉब रोल है, तो मोस्टली हायर एक्सपीरियंस पे तो मैनेजर ही मेंशन रहता है।
तो अब जेएनआई में मैनेजर का क्या रोल, एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या होंगी हमसे, मतलब इन टर्म्स ऑफ नॉलेज?
एक्सपेक्टेशन ये होगा कि वो क्लाइंट रिक्वायरमेंट को समझना और उसके अकॉर्डिंग अपनी टीम को गाइड करना।
ओके,
यही सब होता है लाइक, और के लाइक प्रॉपरली क्या लाइक एक तरीके से प्रेजेंटेशन वगैरह क्रिएट करना कि हमें आपको ये ऑफर कर सकते हैं। और मैं उसके इस समय लाइक, और जैसे एक पॉइंट के बाद तो यही होता है ना कि आप पीपीटी बना करके और फिर क्लाइंट को बता रहे हो कि हम क्या क्या आपको ऑफर करेंगे।
सर वो टाइम थोड़ा सा चला गया है, आजकल तो नौकरी पे खतरा, वो पीपीटी वालों को पहले निकालते हैं, इसलिए तो टेक्निकल मैनेजर ही रहना जरूरी है। आप देख ही रहे हो कितनी जॉब जा रही है, टेक्निकल बंदों की जॉब जा रही है, फिर तो मैनेजर की तो बात ही अलग है। इसीलिए तो इतना सीख रहे हैं, नहीं तो वो तो प्रेजेंटेशन बना है।
तो विपुल सर यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन मेरा था आगे अभी ध्यान में, मुझे कोई बोल रहा था कि ये सिस्टम डिजाइन का भी तुम जरूर कर लो क्योंकि इट इज वेरी क्रिटिकल। तो मैंने कहा मैं तो यही जेएनआई कहता कि नहीं ये हर जगह चलता है एंड इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, तुम इसमें थोड़ा बहुत इसका नॉलेज ले लो, तो जरूरी है कि लेना सिस्टम डिजाइन।
सिस्टम इंजीनियरिंग हाई लेवल पे कोई भी चीज दो ही चीजों से चलती है ना, एक होता है डेटाबेस डिजाइन, दूसरा सिस्टम डिजाइन।
हाँ
है ना, तो हायर लेवल पे अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है तो थोड़ा बेटर रहेगा। आपको बहुत अब डीप जाने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि डीप के लिए तो थोड़े जो नए लोग होंगे वही काम करेंगे आपको, लेकिन हाई लेवल पे नॉलेज होगी तो थोड़ा बेटर रहेगा।
ओके
हाँ, अभी इस पोजीशन पे न आने के बाद कोई भी चीज डीप जाने की जरूरत नहीं है, अभी बस हाई लेवल पे आपको कितना ऊपर ऊपर आता है वो सब चीजें ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती है, क्योंकि अब आपको काम करवाना है, आपको लाइक यू नो आफ्टर 15-17 इयर्स इन द इंडस्ट्री आपको काम करवाना है, आप काम खुद थोड़ी करोगे आप। तो इस वजह से वी नीड हाई लेवल अंडरस्टैंडिंग।
ठीक है सर, चलिए देखते हैं, आज कुछ स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज बस भाई बंधु लोग इतने ही हैं, सिर्फ 2 लोग, कोई नहीं, विल हैव रिकॉर्डिंग करना। ठीक
है, मैं अभी एक टॉपिक में आज खत्म करता हूँ, लाइक पहले ये एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ ना।
हाँ, एक बार रिकैप कर।
ठीक है, सो इट वाज अबाउट प्रॉम्प्ट इंजीनियरिंग विद OpenAI API। ठीक है, so here we had seen how can we use OpenAI API, right? So there are certain way to hide your API key, right? So it's like when you use any cloud platform, okay, for example you are using this render cloud platform or any cloud platform, okay, so there also you can hide your API key, right? How can you hide your API key? I'll show you. Like for example, I'll just get logged in here, right? And thereafter if I will create a new web service, okay, I'll go into the detail of it, just one example I'm trying to show you. So when you try to deploy any kind of application, any cloud platform, you get a option over here in adding environmental variables, right? So actually we define all the API keys, location separately, okay, these are kept hidden, right? So you can do this thing over the cloud platform also, okay. When we use cloud platform I'll show you, okay. So generally we have to keep the OpenAI key hidden. So right now we were using what, collab. So in the collab also, what we did, we just hide it through the key that is defined. Okay, there was a user key, we just hide it, and thereafter we are accessing it through the environmental variable. We're just accessing it through the environmental variable so that it should keep hidden. If we don't have the option of environmental variable, then we can create a separate Python file and we can Python file, right? So that process also we'll try to explore. So here we had seen how can we use API key, then we had seen how can we give the what is instruction, what is input. Instruction is like just let the GPT know, let the this particular LLM know that like whom it should act. Okay, and input is what it should do, right? That is what we have to do. So just to make the thing more structured, we give the information in this form, right? Like, in Python programming, you can write the generic Python code, or you can also use object oriented programming. It is similar to that. Object oriented programming do what? Makes your code more structured and more reusable, right? Same thing you can do over here like this, or you can use this particular format. It will make your code more structured and more reusable, right? So here we just did this thing. Here we have defined there are three roles that we can use. One is called system. System role is used to let the system know like whom it should behave, right? And user is like we give the actual prompt over here, right? Then is one more thing which is called assistant. Assistant is like when you are giving first user, we can define one assistant which will represent the expected kind of answer. So it is like giving the example. If this will be the input, this is the example output, so that we can tell the GPT that this is how I need the output, right? So this is what one short prompt. Thereafter a few short in which we can sometimes one example is not enough, so we get multiple example, 2 3 4 5 examples. Then chain of thoughts is like getting the output step by step, right? So that is what chain of thoughts. Then role playing is like we just give it a kind of a role. According to that role it will behave. Okay, generally here also it is role playing only. Okay, but it is generic role playing. It is just generic. Okay, helpful assistant or sentiment analyzer. Here we are giving like it should work like a pirate. Like for example, we can give it a role. You are a HR manager. Then and your job is to review resume kind of thing. And thereafter we can give it a resume detail kind of thing. Okay, or we can give it a role like you are a Python developer, right? And you have an experience of 15 years or 20 years. Okay, and then you can give it a prompt to do something, to write a script for you. Okay, so then it will start acting like a Python developer, okay, with a 15 year of experience. Okay, or you can just suppose you have to go for an interview, so you can just give it a role like you are someone who prepare people for participate for going into the interview. So any kind of role you can assign, and according to that it will start behaving, right? That is called role. And then output will generate the output, right? So this is what we had seen as of now. In this thing more thing will be included. Okay, more information, more prompting we're going to explore. But before that, we will start working with the some RAG kind of application, okay, in which we will use our own data, and we will try that this GPT should respond from our own data. So that kind of thing already we did, I guess, in semantic search, if you remember. Okay, in semantic search, in keyword search, right? But in this thing it was doing the semantic search, but it was just returning the same text as it is, right? When we had like here we did, right? It was not making any change. It is reading my PDF file, it is doing everything, but when I ask anything, Okay, when I ask anything over here, it is just returning the same text from here, just picking up. It is like copy paste. Okay, just take the information from there and paste it over there. That's it. Right, now we'll try to make this thing better. Okay, in which it will not just copy and paste from the document, rather it will extract the information and rewrite the thing according to our own requirement. Okay, so for that, how can we proceed? See, here we had used PyPDF2. PyPDF2 is what? For reading the PDF file, right? So in case PyPDF2 is not working because of any update or because of any reason, right? So you should have a knowledge of one more library, so that in case if someone asks, then also you can respond that yeah, for reading the PDF file in Python, there are n number of libraries are there. PyPDF2 is there, PyMuPDF is there, right? So if you name 2-3 different libraries, then it will show that you have a little deeper knowledge, right? So there are two things I am going to install over here. One, pip install sentence transformers, that we already had used earlier, which will be used for different purpose, like what is that, embedding, or so that we can read the information or understand the sentence, semantic analysis of a sentence, and or understanding the meaning of a sentence
ये
for different
सेंटेंस
purpose.
के एक क्वेश्चन है, सॉरी, यहाँ पे सेंटेंस की तो एम्बेडिंग होती है, वो सेमेंटिक सर्च हम कर सकते हैं क्या? पैराग्राफ का भी कर सकते हैं इससे, इस ट्रांसफॉर्मर से, सब ये सेंटेंस ट्रांसफॉर्मर से?
हाँ
कैन आई कंपेयर टू पैराग्राफ्स, हाउ सिमिलर दे आर?
हाँ, कर सकते हैं. Like see, you can, if you are comparing two paragraph, then ultimately, so if you are just doing a sentence, so
इसमें
sentence actually is not used, it's sentence converted into words.
हाँ,
Okay, from the words things compared, right? Meaning identified and then compared. So paragraph can also be converted into words. It token actually works. So token can be created from paragraph as well, right?
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
So now this is what it is downloading, few things. Then we will also install over here one more library, pip install pymupdf. Okay, so pypdf2 we had used. This is one more library that we can use, right? So I'll just install it.
कुछ काम हम लोग क्या VS स्टूडियो पे भी करेंगे क्या? विजुअल स्टूडियो, वन ऑफ द टूल.
VS कोड है?
हाँ, VS कोड, वो जो जिसपे कोडिंग
लाइक यूज करूंगा अभी कुछ. हाँ, उसमें यूज करेंगे. जैसे मैं डेटाबेस कनेक्टिविटी बताऊंगा ना, कि आप डेटाबेस से इंफॉर्मेशन कैसे.
मतलब दैट इज आल्सो इन प्लान, मतलब है, मतलब वो.
हाँ,
क्योंकि वो यहाँ पे मतलब काफी यूज होता है इंडस्ट्री में, और मुझे उतना आइडिया है नहीं, क्योंकि डिफरेंट फोल्डर कैसे करें, और फिर लाइनेक्स के कुछ कमांड होते हैं, टर्मिनल चलाते हैं, तो मैं इसलिए पूछ लिया. चलो ठीक है
विपुल भाई, वो विपुल सर, आप ना उसकी क्लास एक अगले हफ्ते ना, मतलब क्लास से पहले, मतलब क्लास के दौरान ही एक मैंने आपसे एक डाउट भी पूछा था ना, तो आप VS कोड में एक बार सेटअप दिखा दीजिएगा कि वो फोल्डर कैसे बनाते हैं, वर्चुअल एनवायरनमेंट.
हाँ सर, हाँ, वो वर्चुअल एनवायरनमेंट बना, रिक्वायरमेंट टेक्स्ट एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स ना, वो. क्योंकि मतलब इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड वही है सर. ये मतलब कोलैब हम यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं, मगर अब कंपनी में जब भी जाओगे तो वो कहते हैं ये है विजुअल स्टूडियो, इसी पे आप करना शुरू करो भाई. तो
हाँ, वो ये वाला ये करंट प्रोजेक्ट भी हम कर सकते हैं, बट वो जो जब मैं डिप्लॉयमेंट वगैरह बताऊंगा ना,
हाँ,
तो VS कोड में कर लेंगे.
दैट इज ओके. बस मैं जस्ट इसलिए बोल दिया कि होना ये रहेगा, कम से कम एक क्लास आप बता दोगे ना, तो दैट विल इंस्टॉल कॉन्फिडेंस इन अस.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. So we install the library. So after installing it, we have to import it. So now here, if you install PyMuPDF, so it will be imported using fitz. You have to use fitz over here. So generally we get confused that if you are not comfortable with PyMuPDF, you can use PyPDF too. Or better, I will suggest do the same thing using PyPDF too. Okay, from your own end and check you are getting the similar kind of thing or not. Okay. Now we have to do what? We have to import same thing that we did earlier from sentence transformers. Import sentence transformer. Okay. Okay. So these are things. And third, what we define over here, model. Right. This is what we already did. So here we call sentence trans. That's why I said we will do the similar thing for so many times that automatically you get memorized. You don't have to give any extra stress over here. Sentence transformer, and what we do here, we just call a model. Like generally we call what? Paraphrase. Okay. Paraphrase. Spelling is PHRA. Paraphrase mini LM L6 V2. Okay, so why it is used? This is sentence embedding model. Okay, which will take care of your all the text embedding model, and using this you can also check the similarity. Okay, good at checking similarity between short text. Okay, like query versus paragraph kind of thing. Okay, so this is the, for this purpose we had already used it, right? So again it is coming back. So in case you get missed, like क्योंकि कभी-कभी चीजें भूल जाते हैं, right? But again it is coming up, so it will be in your, you can easily recall it. Right? Now next what we do, we have to extract the text, right? So for extracting the text we generally create a function. Okay, so function to extract text from uploaded PDF. Right? So simple, like this kind of function we already created here. Like this one. Okay, this is what we had created, right? So what I do, I'll just copy this thing, right?
सर क्या हम ये PDF
And then and see. Oh, I'll not use it, but I will just use it as a reference. It will create a new one. All right. So how do we create it? First, because this was created for PyPDF too. Okay, we are now using fitz that we can be used through PyMuPDF. Okay, so just check the similarity. कि पहले वाले फंक्शन में और अभी के फंक्शन में कितना similar, how they are similar, how dissimilar. Right. So df extract text from PDF. Okay. Here I have to give just like previous thing PDF path. Right. Thereafter, I have to define a function through which I have to use a library to read the file.
विपुल सर एक क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे मेरा, क्योंकि मुझे ये इनकाउंटर हुआ रियल टाइम, मतलब इस जब मैं कर रहा था तो मैं सोच रहा था कि मैंने अपना गिटहब पे ये आपका क्लोन वो रिपोजिटरी वो कर लिया था, उसके बाद फोर्क कर लिया, तो उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि मैं गिटहब से डायरेक्टली रीड करूँ पीडीएफ और या सीएसवी, ताकि मैं किसी को कहीं भी किसी भी लैपटॉप पे मैं खोलूँ तो वो वहीं से खुल जाए, क्योंकि वो उसका इशू नहीं होता ना। तो वो हो सकता है क्या पीडीएफ हम क्या गिटहब से डायरेक्टली खोल सकते हैं इसमें?
गिटहब से डायरेक्टली एक मिनट में करता हूँ,
उसका तो मुझे पता है।
सीएसवी फाइल तो मैं गिटहब से ही डायरेक्टली पिक करता हूँ।
हाँ सीएसवी तो आती है ना, वो रॉ लेके आ जाती है।
हाँ,
इसमें कुछ लोचा हो रहा था तो मैं कुछ ट्राई किया तो
बट शायद ये पीडीएफ एक्सेस नहीं होता है जहां तक, एक मिनट में ट्राई करता हूँ इसे। The PDF फाइल कुछ दिख रहा है इधर. CSV. PDF is also there.
एक
Okay,
पीडीएफ
product
ऊपर
manual.
गया, एक पीडीएफ. हाँ.
Yeah.
So this is your product manual, but you know the thing is, it is not having that raw. And through raw link, actually, this link will not work. In
अच्छा.
CSV, we get the raw, but here we are not getting. It is saying to download it directly from here. So that's the thing. Like like when you open a CSV file, you get a raw. So this raw link can be used to read the file, right? But PDF is not having that thing. So that's why it is not working.
ठीक है.
So it will not work. You have to download it and then access it. But there may be some way. I'll just check, right? I'll just check and explore. Because this is the same problem that I faced accessing the PDF directly from GitHub. So at that time I was not having that much time to figure it out. So I just downloaded it and directly access it. Or you can say I uploaded to the cloud itself, the cloud platform, and accessed it. Okay. So, but I thought of finding it out, but I forgot. Thank you for reminding. I'll just see like if it is possible or not. If it is possible, I'll definitely tell you. Right?
Sure, thank you.
Okay, so I'll just check. So extract data from PDF. So what we do, we basically use over fitz dot open. In PyPDF, what function we use? In PyPDF, PDF reader, right? It is having the fitz dot open. Okay, and you can just give PDF path. So now you have two libraries through which you can read the PDF file. If one is not working, you can try for the other one. Right? And it's not necessary to always kind of know, always keep in mind these functions like open or PDF reader. You should know one. You should only know the library name. Okay, even if you don't know the library name, you should know that in Python we have PyPDF2 something, or if you know the basics, like okay, this is there, you can do search. Like if I talk about PyMuPDF, if I know PyMuPDF, what I can do, I can just search over PyMuPDF. Okay, and then I get the documentation. Right, in the documentation, I will go over here. Okay, then I'll just click over here the basics. Right. So when I click on basics, I get the thing how to read the PDF file. Right. No need to go all these things. Okay. Whenever you open a document, just search like it is basics or it is getting started. Either click on basics or either click on getting started. That's it. So you'll get all the details over here. What do you have to do? Same thing I'm going to do. Okay, over here, what is it? Nothing else. Right? So let's do it. Doc is equal this way. Then I have to read the next what I did. Full text I have defined. In this full text, all the data will be stored. So full text is equals to, that's it. It is right now, it is having nothing. Next, what we did, we just went through each page, right? So I will also go through each page for page in doc. Okay, we'll do what? Text is equals to page dot get text. Here extract text was there. Here we have a get text. Okay, some basic differences. And then once we have a text, then what we do? Here I was adding it to the full text. So same thing I do. Full text plus equals to text. Same thing, no difference. Right? Only two things are changed. Here open function and here get text. And then at the return what? Full text. So I have to import the library. I have to find out a function through which I can open a file. This function will open a file. Then I have to write a loop to iterate through the file. And once you can write a loop to iterate through the file, I can iterate all the text. So my function is created. Okay. Next, what we'll do, we will just have a
just a question, sir. Can we use the same thing for the CSV reading also, or is it different? It would be different.
CSV file reading, right?
CSV, because PDF. This is for the PDF, so is it valid for the CSV also?
The CSV reading it is single line of code.
अच्छा.
I'll say. See, if you have to read the CSV file, then you don't have to do this much. It's just one line of code. You have to just import a library. The library name is pandas.
Okay. Read underscore CSV that and path.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
अच्छा.
Just pd.read underscore CSV. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Even if you read the JSON file, for reading the JSON file also single line of code.
अच्छा. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you.
Now we have to do what? Now, last time only this much we did. Okay, we extracted the text like this. Okay, and we just extracted all the text, and thereafter we did what? We cleaned it, and after cleaning, we splitted it. Okay, now if you have to create a RAG-based application, okay, here we splitted what? Here we splitted based on some character from the text, like about company, return policy, warranty. Always you will not have this kind of division. Okay, suppose you have a PDF with so much text are there. Okay, and this kind of heading is not there, right? Or suppose I have a PDF like this. As well. PDF, where is PDF? I have a PDF. PDF here. This is the company manual. This one. Okay. Suppose I have a PDF like this. Okay, so much text are there, right? So in this text, you can't do this process. That about the company separately, return policy. It is having such a huge data, how points. Okay, you can just feed the and can just use the GPT or any LLM model to learn about from this data. Okay, what can we do? It would work like this. See, I can have the LLM model. I can access LLM model through API or through any process, right? So first I access the LLM model by any process. Suppose the LLM model we access through API or LLM model already present in my system. Okay, and then I have a PDF data, right? Like this. Now what we do, we can give this whole data to this LLM model to learn from it, right? But the problem over here is this LLM model will do what? Will just learn from the initial portion of your text and last portion of your text. Many a time it will miss whatever the information that you are giving in between. Okay, this whole information it will miss. Okay, it will not capture it properly, right? So how to fix it? So to fix it, we can break it. Okay, to fix this thing, we can break it and can give the information like this.
सर पहले क्या डिफरेंस था? पहले क्या डिफरेंस बताया था आपने? जो पहले किया था हमने उसमें और इसमें हमने डिक्शनरी बनाई थी.
हाँ. यहाँ पे हमने क्या किया था कि लाइक यहाँ पे आपके डेटा में कंपनी मैनुअल में क्या था, लाइक वी हैव where is company manual?
We had different sections given. That's what you mean to say.
Yeah. We had over here. Delete कर दिया क्या?
उसमें हार्ड कोडेड था ना हमारा रिस्पांस और वो सब.
हाँ. वहां पे यहाँ पे क्या था, आपका जो रिस्पांस था वो अलग से कुछ जनरेट नहीं हो रहा था. यहाँ पे जो डेटा आपने दे रखा है ना, वो एज इट इज उठ करके इधर आ जा रहा है. जैसे आपने यहाँ पे रिटर्निंग के लिए पूछा, तो रिटर्निंग से रिलेटेड जो भी डेटा आपने पास किया वो एज इट इज आपको मिल जा रहा है.
वो तो हार्ड कोडेड हो गया.
ओके, यहाँ पे जैसे कंपनी मैनुअल है ना, अब कंपनी मैनुअल के पीडीएफ में क्या है, यहाँ पे अबाउट द कंपनी है, फिर रिटर्न पॉलिसी. तब जब रिटर्न पॉलिसी पूछोगे तो ये पूरा ये टेक्स्ट उठा करके आपको दे देगा.
और आपने इसको डिक्शनरी बना दी थी.
हाँ.
ठीक है।
तो यहाँ पे हमने अलग अलग सेक्शन बना दिया था, जैसे डेटा को स्प्लिट किया फ्रॉम अबाउट द कंपनी टू रिटर्न पॉलिसी।
अच्छा अच्छा।
वो उसका एक सेक्शन हो गया यहाँ पे। फिर स्प्लिट किया तो रिटर्न पॉलिसी से लेकर वारंटी तक दूसरा सेक्शन हो गया, वारंटी से लेकर के यहाँ कस्टमर सर्विस तक तीसरा सेक्शन। यही हमने किया यहाँ पे। देखो आपका क्या है, ठीक है। यहाँ पे हम क्या करें, डेटा को स्प्लिट कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम अबाउट का कंपनी, ठीक है। पहला स्प्लिट किया, तो जब स्प्लिट करेंगे तो दो पार्ट बनेगा, ठीक है। एक बन जाएगा आपका अबाउट द कंपनी, अबाउट कंपनी के पहले का पार्ट और अबाउट कंपनी बाद का पार्ट, ठीक है। तो फिर हम इसका ये वाला पार्ट उठा रहे हैं और फिर दोबारा स्प्लिट कर रहे हैं। तो पहला स्प्लिट जो है वो अबाउट कंपनी से शुरू करना है और दूसरा स्प्लिट रिटर्न पॉलिसी के पहले तक का डेटा लेना है, ठीक है।
और अभी हम डायरेक्ट पीडीएफ को से करेंगे क्या? अभी का डिफरेंस है, अभी हम ये नहीं बना रहे।
अभी क्या हम काम, हम एक मिनट में अभी इसको कंप्लीट करता हूँ, ठीक है। देखिए होता क्या है, जब अभी आप इसको कहाँ गया ये वाला, देखिए सबसे पहले आप पीडीएफ को रीड करोगे, ठीक है। अब पीडीएफ को रीड करने के बाद हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया था कि यहाँ पहले वाले कोड में हमने पीडीएफ को रीड किया था। पीडीएफ को रीड करके हमने उसको अलग अलग सेक्शन में डिवाइड किया था, 5 सेक्शन में डिवाइड हो गया था आपका पीडीएफ। जब आपका पीडीएफ है वो 5 सेक्शन में डिवाइड कर लिया, 1 2 3 4 5, राइट। ओके, जस्ट अ मिनट। Yes, so we divided our PDF in 5 different sections, right? Now once we divided our 5 different sections, thereafter what we did, we were asking any question, okay? So we were just giving any query. So this query is basically matching, it is just doing the semantic search on all the sections, right? So just identifying, now here it was a keyword search, here it was a semantic search, right? So in the semantic search, my query was trying to find out from which section the meaning is highly related, right? So suppose if I raise a query about the return policy, so return policy query will find that its meaning, that means query meaning, okay, the meaning of the query is more close to the meaning of return paragraph, right? So if the meaning of this guy is more close to the meaning of return paragraph, it will pick and return you whole paragraph over here. Okay, this is clear?
Right, correct.
Okay. Here also we do read the PDF. So here, once reading the PDF, what are we doing? We are going to give this PDF to the LLM model. Previously, we had not given our PDF to LLM model. Are you getting? We just read the PDF, we divide it into multiple parts. We were using we were just identifying the semantic of or meaning of query and meaning of different sections. Meaning of query, meaning of different sections, and comparing that meaning of query belongs to which section. That's it. Now what we do, we will read our PDF and this PDF will be given to any LLM. Okay, like we have a LLM over here, right? Now we will give it to LLM, right? Why we give it to LLM? So that we want the LLM should learn something from my PDF. All right, so that this LLM can generate some different output. Not from different output, that it is not like that I'm asking about the company and it's generating about the return. No, it is like the output should be, should not be as it is copy paste. It should be in a kind of a, like suppose if I'm asking for the return policy, so it should not just copy paste the return policy section. It should be, kind of a, it should learn from the data, but it should generate some, some sorter output or some descriptive output, okay, according to the, kind of the prompt we give. If I want sorter output, so it can generate me a sorter output about the return. Okay, if I want a bulleted output, so it can generate the bulleted points. If I want a step-by-step output, like chain of thoughts, so it will just give you the return thing, like a step-by-step process to return. So now we can control the output. To control the output, it is important that PDF should go to LLM, so that LLM can rewrite or regenerate the output. Now is it clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now if I want to give to LLM, I can directly give. But when I try directly give, what happen? LLM will learn from the first few lines and learn from the last few lines. Okay, if the PDF size is very big. Okay, if we are PDF size like this, it will not learn from whole data. It will capture the information. Okay, it will just capture the information top and bottom. It will miss a lot of things from the middle, right? So it means what? Here also I have to divide the data in different section. Okay, just like we did earlier, we have to divide the data here also in different section, right? Like last time we divided the data over here in different sections, right? Before doing the semantic search, so that when we divide into different section, and then when we are giving the query, so that query was doing what? That query was doing the semantic search from the first section, semantic search from the second section, then third section, then fourth section, then fifth section. Okay, and based upon the highest value from return policy, it is getting highest value, so it is returning the data from return policy as it is. So here also actually we have to do what? We have to divide into different section. So dividing the different section is not a problem, but problem is when you have this kind of data, right? Because it is having so many sections, it's 26 pages, right? So if 26 data, if you start kind of dividing that from artificial intelligence to AI and DOD, from AI and DOD to this place, from here to here, right? From here to here. So it will take a lot of time, right?
Yes.
And it will be a very difficult job to here 26 pages. What if you have 200 pages? What if you have 1000 pages, right? Because legal document can have 1000 pages also, isn't it? If you are going to use legal document over here, that may have 1000 pages, right? The solutions are over here. It is called chunking. What we call it? We call it to make it possible that you can read from the very large data. We use chunking. Chunking, just keep in mind this particular word. This is going to be a kind of an interview question, that how can you manage the very large data with the LLM. If you want to create a RAG application, in the RAG application I am giving you like 200 pages of data, then how you manage? Because can you make the LLM learn using that 200 data? So we can say yes, we can upload the PDF and my LLM will learn that. No, that is incorrect answer, right? It will be by default. ChatGPT also uses internally chunking. Okay, so what is actually chunking? Chunking is like creating the chunks. Okay, creating the chunks. Now these chunks you can control that how many words of chunk you want to create. 500 words of chunk, for example. So it will just divide the whole data into a group of 500 words. Okay, like this. Each chunk will be of 500 words. Okay, now how many words we should use? So there is no proper definition about it, that how many words you should use. But if you are kind of you should not use very very large number of words over here. Between 500 to 1000 it is good, it works good, right? So this is called chunking, right? So we have to divide the whole data into multiple parts, so that your LLM can learn better from each part, like this. Okay, now how it will learn better from each part? Because when you give the data divided into chunks, it will learn from it, and whatever the information this from here it will learn, it will kind of create a indexing like this. Okay, index 1 it will have an understanding that what is there. Index 2 it will have understanding what is there. Index 3 it will have understanding what is there. Index 4 it will have understanding what is there. Index 5 it will have understanding what is there. When you give any query, okay, that query will be compared with each chunk one by one. Like it was getting compared with each section in the last example. Last time when we were giving the query about the return, so that query was getting compared with all 5 sections one by one. Here it will be compared with each chunk one by one. Right? That's why when you ask a question, it is the probability that you get the answer of higher accuracy will be very high. Right? Now the question is, what if, because we are using words, 500 words, we are not using any kind of thing. Okay, in one group there will be a in one group it's like this information is there, in other group, right? We are not doing like that. Okay, what I mean, we are not creating the groups in which all the groups are doing what? Getting the 500 words. So it may possible, there is, it may possible that, that this particular information in this thing, some part, it can be like this. Okay, chunking over here may be like this. Okay, over here, this can be one chunk. Okay, this can be other chunk. Okay, and this can be the third chunk. Okay, so if I have this kind of situation in which the information about AI and the DoD, okay, is existing two chunks. It is existing over here as well as it is existing over here, right? So now I said my query will do what? When I give any query, semantic search will happen. Suppose I asked about AI and the DoD. Okay, I asked about AI and DoD. Okay, this is what I asked. Right. Now this thing will do a semantic search from the first chunk. It will not get the information. It will go and search from the second chunk. It will get the information. But it will be incomplete information, right? Because only 2 lines are there. Right? So how it can give the correct answer? So to resolve it, there is a concept that is called overlapping, chunk overlapping. In chunk overlapping, what happened? Sorry. Just a minute. In chunk overlapping, what exactly happened? It works like this. Here, it just get overlapped. Okay, that means some of the words, like we are creating a chunk of 500, so we define overlapping of 100 or 200. So that 100 or 200 of overlapping will be defined over here. So that your query will do a semantic search from this chunk as well as this overlapping area, right? So if it will find some detail from the overlapping area as well, so it will go to check the next chunk as well, right? To find out the related answer, right? So this is how it
until
works.
recently.
You're saying something?
Until recently भी आ जाएगा इसमें.
Yeah.
Until recently ऊपर से जो पैराग्राफ शुरू हो रहा है ना AI and do, उसके ऊपर वाला तो unrelated है ना वो, if you haven't paid attention वो सब.
हाँ, आपने यहाँ पे AI and DoD से related question पूछा है, like if you are asking for the AI and the DoD, so in that case this chunk is not having any information, so it will go to next chunk, right? Then it will go to next chunk, then it will go to overlapping, right? So if in the next chunk it get the information and in the overlapping there is no information, right? So it will not consider the next chunk, it will just give you the information from here. Okay. So that is how
just a quick question, sir. Suppose in third paragraph also we had some information about AI and DoD. So it will be overlapping of the 3 layers?
Yeah, definitely. Like okay. If it is going for, suppose is kind of just a minute.
पिछले
yeah,
वाले
it is
डायग्राम में आप जाओ ना तो
correct.
हाँ,
If it is checking the second chunk, and
हाँ,
because of overlapping, it is checking the third chunk, then
yes,
it will also check the overlap of third and fourth.
okay, okay.
Okay.
It means suppose that answer is in seventh chunk, just for example, then that will be ignored. मतलब अगर गैप आ गए तो इग्नोर्ड हो जाएंगे वो तो फिर तो
Right. It will check. It works like this. Like suppose I have a fine. Let's say I have a first chunk over here.
हाँ,
Then I have a second chunk.
right,
Then I have a third chunk.
अच्छा,
Okay. Then I have a fourth chunk like
हाँ,
that.
हाँ,
And then I
okay,
have, for all of them I have overlapping is also there.
yes,
Okay, like
okay,
this.
हाँ,
Okay.
हाँ,
Some text like 500 word of chunk and 100 word of overlapping.
okay,
Right.
okay,
So my query will do a search in first. If it will not find, it will do a search in second. So
हाँ,
if it is finding some semantic, semantic similarity from the second, so it will, my query will also search this thing that is overlapping area.
अच्छा,
Right.
अच्छा,
So if it is finding some information from the overlapping area, so it will go and search for the third one. Right.
okay,
And if it is again finding some information from this overlapping area, so it will again search for the fourth one. Right. So when it will not get anything from the overlapping, it will not go next.
okay, got it, got it.
Like suppose again, oh, we have overlapping over here. Right. So suppose in this overlapping, it is not getting any information. So it will not search for the, it will not go for the next part. It now it knows that whatever the information it requires, that information is existing in this particular range.
Okay.
Again, from here it can generate the output, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But there are still some possibility that some information maybe at the in seventh, so that information will be missed. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if there is a break, like for
हाँ,
example, some information is
break,
present.
break, हाँ, वही सही वर्ड है, मतलब ब्रेक होगा तो फिर मुश्किल हो जाएगी. Okay.
Like if some information is like present like this,
हाँ.
you said it right. Hmm. Okay, it is like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now suppose you are having some information from existing over here, okay,
Right.
and some information is existing over here,
हाँ.
right? So then it can be a challenge for it,
Yeah.
right?
Understood.
But generally, when we use our document, all the information remains close to each other on a particular topic,
Yeah. I agree. But just
right?
I'm
But
saying the probability
right.
also.
But
Okay.
in such case, we can control it through the prompting. Okay,
अच्छा.
we can just say that you need to go like this whole thing is called what we call it technically in the prompting language. We call it knowledge base. What we call it? This is called knowledge base. Okay, knowledge base, right? So in the prompting, we can write that. Specifically, we can define that you need to go through the complete knowledge base from top to bottom. You can't skip any part of it. So that you can modify with the help of prompting. Right? So that's why, if I'm giving any kind of query, right? So in the query, we can write that tell me about the product tell me about a router. Okay, so there's a product called router and there's a document about that router. So you can say give me a detailed information about the router from your knowledge base, right? And always explore top to bottom all the data. So like that we can control. If we don't give such kind of prompt, it may give you incomplete output if the information is not sequentially arranged.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay. So we'll do what? We'll write a function over here function to split text. Now the question is, when do we use this process, right? When do we use this kind of sections? Okay, if I have a smaller data, then creating this kind of section is good, right? Because in that, you can create here, each section is what is dedicated to a particular topic, right? So there is the missing, the your information will not miss, right? The chances of missing information, the chances of incomplete output is very less, right? Because each section is what having their own information. So for a smaller data, this is good. For larger data, chunking is good. Okay. So function to split text into sentences or chunks. Okay. So DEF is split into sentences, text, and then I define over chunk size is equals to 500. Okay. So for that, I can use over here whatever the text that we have. Okay. This text dot split. Now what this split will do? Okay. If I just call it. So for to understand this, let me just have this particular text from. Okay. Okay, let's say this is your text, right? Now if I just run over your text dot split, what will I get? We are getting each separated. All the words are separated over here, right? Okay, it's like we're getting the words in the list, company, manual. So there's a list created of each word. That is the purpose of splitting. So what are we doing? We are actually splitting it. Whatever text that will be given, that will split. So that splitted word we can do what? We can use over here in sentences. Okay. And then we can do what? We can create sections like we created last time. Then we can just write over here for I in range, okay, 0, 0, what? What should I do?
Length of text.
Fine. Yeah, this thing. Here I can check length of whole sentence, right? So length of sentences. Okay, and thereafter we give over here a step size. That is your chunk size. Okay, so what I did here, let me just tell you. Generally, we write a loop like this for I in range 0, 50, 0, 10. Let it be 0, 10. Right? Print I. Right? This is what we do. But if I give over here 0, 10, 3, so this is a step size. So it becomes 0, 3, 6, 9. So same thing. The loop will start from here. It will run for these many times according to the number of words, and the step size is 500. Okay. So for every 500, we will do what? We will use over here a space dot join. Okay. We want to join your sentences. Okay. Now what I did, I'll explain. Here I am taking the sentences. Okay, index I colon I plus chunk size. Okay. So now what I did, let's see, here we split it, right? Once we split, let's see, I'll use over here text is splitted. Text is splitted is equals to what? Text dot split, right? This is what we do. It will give you a list of all the words. It will give you list of all the words. All right. Now, if it is giving you the list of all the words, you can do what? You can just take over, let's say, 20 words. So how can you take 20 words? 0 colon 0 plus 20. So now we have 20 words. Now, 20 words back that I want a space and then dot join. So these 20 words will be joined back. Alright? Same thing we are doing here. First, we are just taking I, that is index I, index 0, 0 colon 0 plus 500. Okay. Next time, the value of I will be what? The value of I will be 500. Why value of I will be 500? Because of this step size. Okay, it is 500. So first time it is 0. Second time the step size is 500. So second time the value of I will be 500. So 500 colon 500 plus 500. That is 1000. Right? So we will just create the section is equals to this thing. And then in this sections, we can append over here what this particular section. Okay. And at the end, we will return sections. Okay. So this particular thing can easily do the chunking, right? And thereafter, we have to just try to write a function for semantic search. Okay, and based on the semantic search, this guy can return the output. So just try to complete it like we did last time, same thing, right? And in the next class, I will try to complete it using the generation model. Okay, as of now, just complete it normally like we did over here in the last class. Same thing, that means you have to write a function for cosine similarity and other things. Okay, use the same data and check what output are you getting if you are giving any query. Right? Can you try once?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, same. What you have to exactly do, let me tell you. Up to here we did. What we did actually. Up to here we did. Sections we created. But this time section is being created through chunking. Right? Sections we created after this we have to do. Okay? Just try once from your end and let's see what output are you getting. Most probably you get the incomplete output, but still just try that. And in the next class we work on semantic, and then semantic will obviously will do. I just tell you how can we use our generative model to let it generate the output in a particular format.
सर ये हमारे 2 वीक रह गए, ये क्लासेस फोर्थ वीक था ना ये हमारा?
क्या
4th वीक था ना ये? सॉरी मुझे थोड़ी नींद आ रही है क्योंकि मैं बहुत ट्रैवल करके आया हूँ।
ये 3rd वीक था।
अच्छा 3rd वीक 3 रह गया, ठीक है। और अगला
वीक का आप परेशान मत हो, वीक का कोई वो टेंशन नहीं है। अपना जितना कंटेंट है वो कवर करेंगे। ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं आपको बोलूंगा नहीं फिर 6 सप्ताह हो गए अब खत्म, ऐसा नहीं
सर, वी नो सर, वी उतना तो हमें भी समझ है, कोई नहीं।
अभी कितना कवर करने को बचा है तो ठीक है।
हाँ, कंटेंट जो भी जितना है उससे ज्यादा ही बता दूंगा मैं। आप उसको आप वीक को लेके परेशान मत हो, आराम से हम खत्म कर लेंगे इसको, जितना भी है आराम से 6-7 सप्ताह में खत्म हो जाएगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
ओके सर,
हो सकता है 1-2 सप्ताह आपका मैं ले एक्स्ट्रा।
हाँ
कोई नहीं सर, वी विल देयर।
श्योर,
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।